And welcome to a website that gives you access to Twitter mentions and Twitter sentiment for anything you want in crypto. This is called Talkwalker, and as you can see here, this is Bitcoin. Searches for Bitcoin and its net sentiment. We're going to quickly go over how to use this and how to trade it. I know that part of it's obscured. I'll fix that in one sec. Yeah, let's get right in. So I find the more important thing to be net sentiment. Now, the first thing that you guys have to know, this is UTC time zone. So when I hover over any time frame like here, it's going to be in UTC. The typical trading strategy that I really like is just rooted in group psychology and also rooted in how a lot of very good traders tell you to trade, which is to buy fear, sell greed. When you think, you want to buy fear if you think that the asset has a chance of rising. It's just a lot of fear at one point. Let's go over how that would have worked here. So we dipped pretty low, and any major fall in fear or any major rise in greed can be, of course, a trading signal. And not surprisingly, if we actually look here at what time that was, this was at, it's not really interacting well. I'll just click this one. Yeah, that's better. So this was actually 14 o'clock on 6/22, so June 22nd. As you can see, this is when Bitcoin had a drop. Now, Bitcoin dropped, had a lot of liquidations because of this conflict right here. But look at the sentiment. It's so funny. 15 o'clock. Look what happened right here. 15 o'clock was the direct market bottom. How would you have known that that was the direct market bottom? Using sentiment. Looking at sentiment and seeing that a lot of people were fearful here. And that would have been a peak time at 15 o'clock UTC to buy. Now, this type of strategy does tend to work quite well in markets that are consolidating or just not in any strong trend, especially short-term sentiment. So this can be a very powerful tool if you are looking to identify tops and bottoms using Twitter sentiment. And this is not just like a few hundred people on Twitter. This is millions of tweets that are categorized as positive or negative, and there was a lot of negative here, leading to a fantastic time to buy. Now, how about for crazy high greed? Well, as you can see here, this wasn't really like a sharp rise in greed, but it was a slow rise into that right here. That was about 9-10 in the morning on the 24th of June, which was around here-ish, but it really wasn't any like sharp move, but you can see we had a lot of greed in the market. Right here, this would mean anywhere around here would be around the optimal time to probably sell. So this would have been a really good trade to have bought here and obviously to have sold there. That would have been very nice. Other times of a lot of greed would be actually quite recently, UTC time of 17 o'clock, 18 o'clock. There was actually right here on the chart, this was a time of another peak greed. A lot of people being a little bit too positive about Bitcoin going into the weekend, which could cause a bit of a price drop. So my favorite tool here I find to be the net sentiment over time. Now you can also look at hits over time or searches over or tweets over time that mention hashtag Bitcoin. And you would essentially want to trade these such as any crazy, jump in tweets that looks abnormal, because these are all rises in tweets that happen at the same time period of the day. These all happen around noon Eastern. That's when most tweets just occur around noon Eastern. But these are times you can see that maybe could be tops and bottoms. So this definitely could be another really good way to trade. Now, you can do this for literally anything. It doesn't just have to be Bitcoin. We could look for smaller coins as well. I'm trying to think of a few coins that might be good. One coin that could be good. I can just look at a reasonably big one. So what if I was to look at, like, let's say Cardano or, I don't know, ADA, whatever you want to call it, Cardano. We can just look at that, and I actually haven't even looked this up yet. You can see it's 81,000 results, which is just not as many as Bitcoin because it's Cardano. But you also get this beautiful suite of sentiment, as you can see as well. But maybe the better ticker would have been ADA, because this data looks like it's just not as many people here, right? But you can see at about 7 in the morning, yeah, on June 23rd, there seemed to be a lot of fear for whatever reason. So we can go look at that. June 23rd, there was a lot of fear at 7. Yeah, so that was around here. That would have been a great time to have bought. And you can also look for, when searches spike. So when searches spike is always really interesting too. So this actually spike, if I can get to it, was on June 21st at 16 o'clock, 17 o'clock. June 21st, 16 o'clock was here, around here when there's a lot of volatility. So that does make sense. But we can also look at a lot of different coins as well. If we want to just take a random coin, we can do that right now just to analyze the Twitter sentiment, which I think could be better than Google Trends, guys. So definitely don't sleep on this tool. We can even look at trending coins and just put it in, like SCI. I'm curious. But if I type in SCI, the issue is that might have too many searches of other things that aren't connected to crypto. Bananas for scale, that looks kind of funny. Live peer. We can look at LPT. Let's just go take a quick look at that. So live peer, let's go type that in. Yeah, I don't know a bunch about this token, but it would be interesting to see how many people are talking about it. Seems like not many. It seems like there's just no one talking about it. LPT. But the issue with when you do an acronym is it's typically not just the cryptocurrency. It's a bunch of things. As you can see, like, was this related to the crypto? We don't know. But what happened here? Actually, this is a crazy, crazy high of searches. I think that this was actually the market bottom, guys, for LPT, the local market bottom, that is. So this was 9 in the morning. Yeah, 9 in the morning. And if I click it to just try to see why people talked about it, LPT, people were talking about the cryptocurrency. And you could see all, it being categorized. Yeah, so it did have to do with crypto. All right, so that was at 9, right here. As we can see, that was at 9, what time? That was like 9:20 of the 25th. Oh, wow. Yeah, so this coin has had a lot of crazy things happening. That was around here, I think. So yeah, this is a tool that you can use for so many different purposes. I just wanted to give this tool some love because I think it's really cool. You can look up whatever you want. You could look up Roll Bitcoin even, like, to see if people are talking about it. Are people positive about it? Are people negative? It seems like here on the 24th, like, everyone was talking about RLB or Roll Bitcoin. If I can even pull up the ticker, it's not doing too well recently. But it seems like recently, yeah, a lot of people have been talking about it, probably because it's been falling, right? But you can also look at the big ones, like Solana is going to be something that's going to be a lot of people talk about Solana, almost as much as Bitcoin even. And on the 26th of June, geez, was that a lot of Google searches. Oh my gosh, a lot of people talking about Solana there. Probably because of the market falling, I would say. Maybe, or actually maybe the market wasn't even falling, but that was very, very interesting. But that is going to be it for today. Happy trading to everybody. And that'll probably be it for the alpha of this video. You can also see the 23rd. It's just too interesting for me. The 23rd, yeah. The market bottom, look at all that fear. So you can definitely, see, right there. You can definitely use this tool to scoop up cheap or, to try to buy low and sell high using fear and greed. Whenever there's a lot of fear, it tends to be pretty good to buy. Happy trading. Hope you can use TalkWalker to your advantage, and I'll see you guys in the future.